Hey Bill, how you doing?
I am fantastic. How are you, my friend?
Very good. Good to see you. All right.
Hey,
Well,
so why aren't there more of these classes online? Just out of curiosity, 6 sentences or less, if you don't mind me asking.
why aren't there more classes online?
You.
Oh, well, that's a great question. I appreciate that. Um, I actually have time to do more, and today I'm recording on for YouTube for the first time. So it's
Brilliant.
really just a matter of putting it together and doing more. I think once for the last 6 months, I had a fairly strong reason for not doing anything extra. Um, now that my daughter's in school, I hope to get a little more going on. Yeah,
Very
yeah,
good.
and hopefully
Yeah.
record them so they're posted for you. So I'll let you know as soon as I got it.
Right on. Thanks, brother.
Yeah, thank you. Hi there, Patrick. How you doing? All right, let's jump straight into it then. Um, I don't think either of you were here last October, but in October, Kindness Lab becomes Death Lab. And so we will do some of the same kind of stuff. We will certainly further our shamantic practice and our concentration practice. But we will also work with emptiness, and we will work directly with the topic of death and dying as the month wears on. So take up your meditation position. This will typically be seated somewhere, whether it's a chair or a cushion on the floor. You want your spine to be long and upright, with the joints loose, hanging easily, your shoulders hanging down away from your ears. Your neck has a very subtle curve to it. And depending on what works for you, you may want to tuck your chin in a little bit. That gives you a little extra height in the spine. Good. And we're going to start today by considering our full body. And start with closing your eyes and just come into contact with the entirety of your body. And this is going to be the limbs, your legs, your feet, your torso, your chest and rib cage, your shoulders, arms, hands, neck, head, and face. And just settle into a broad awareness that you are a body, you have a body, you inhabit a body. There is a body that is indistinguishable from you. And let's begin by bringing our attention to all the sensations of the skin. This is the semi-permeable suit that you wear. In the world, on a social level, this is you. This is the first thing that people see. It's often the only thing they see. And consider that your skin is pliable, elastic, sensitive, and very much alive. And so here you are in this great rubbery suit. And take just a moment to come into contact with the physical sensations of the skin suit. You may be aware of heat or cold. You may be aware of perspiration. You may be aware of faint movement as your breathing causes your skin to move slightly against your clothing. You may be aware that the skin suit creates the boundary for which most of us regard our self as being inside, and non-self is everything outside. So this boundary has integrity, very much like the hull of a boat. We are protected by our skin, and we inhabit it fully. So draw your attention to the sensations of your skin around your head and temples. There's a lot to feel there. Consider the skin on your forearms. And then notice the skin on your hands. Your skin is able to detect pressure. So note any pressure that the weight of your skin, the weight of your hands pressing against something, perhaps your thighs. So there's pressure, there's temperature, there's location. At any given moment, we have some sense of where we are in space, where our body parts are relative to each other. Now consider under the skin, just beneath this. You have layers of fat and sinew, fascia, and beneath this, the muscles. And you can definitely feel your muscles. When we sit quietly, we can feel calm, we can feel tension. Take a moment to scan your whole body, looking for any tension, any muscles that are contracted or constricted. And we can let those muscles relax. And let the muscles release. Bring your attention to the muscles in the orbits around your eye. These tend not to carry a lot of emotion, but they are busy and active throughout the day. This evening we will turn our gaze inward so you can allow the muscles that move your eye, that operate your eyelids, everything in the large orbits that would be the eye holes of your skull, let that soften completely. There's no need to do anything in order to relax. It's very much like going through the house and turning off light switches. So that for right now, the current that usually causes action, causes tension, causes anything in your muscles is turned off. You can bring your attention to the muscles around your mouth, the ones that activate your lips. These are the muscles that cause you to grimace and smile, to make words. But we don't need to do any of those things now. So let your lips become soft, slack, completely at ease. And take a minute to feel into your mouth. Your jaw should be loose. It should hang freely, certainly not clenched. Teeth just slightly apart. And your tongue floating gently inside your mouth, completely at ease. Now consider the back of your throat, the place where your tongue reaches into the throat, the area around the vocal cords, the whole throat, and see if it's possible to let that soften, let that relax. And check in with the breath for just a moment. Notice that the breath comes in the nostrils, courses up through your sinuses, it hits the back of your throat, and it descends into the lungs. If there is anything pleasant or pleasing or comfortable in any part of how the breath comes in or goes out, take a moment to pay attention to that pleasant sensation. Good. Now draw your attention to your chest, the area around your rib cage, the areas under each armpit, and all around your upper back, your mid back. You have postural muscles here. If there's anything tense or tight, let that go. But also notice that there is movement with the breath. And that it is possible to feel the breath from the inside. You can feel the muscles of your abdominal wall expanding and falling. You can feel your chest expanding and falling. Good. Now go all the way inside and see if it's possible to detect and feel your skeleton. Beginning with the bones of the feet and the toes, up through your heel, the long bones of your lower and upper leg, up into your pelvic girdle. We typically don't feel the skeleton unless there's something wrong with it. But we can feel its repose. Up through the vertebra of the spine, through and including the rib cage, the sternum, collarbones, scapula, and then the long bones of the upper and lower arm. And notice that the bones of your skeleton are already completely and totally relaxed. The skeleton is lounging in a fully mobile, semi-automatic suit. And most of the time, the bones are very, very comfortable there. Good. Now take a moment to bring awareness to awareness itself. This is still shamatha with an object. Awareness is not separate from the objects of awareness. Awareness arises in tandem with things that awareness is aware of. So we can be aware that we are aware. But awareness itself has no flavor, no sound, no sensation. It's a limitless backdrop against which all sensations appear. Good. Now come back to the skeleton. It's fairly difficult to feel the skeleton directly. So for the rest of this meditation, you can simply let that go. Most of what we do is create an idea, an image, a connection of thoughts and feelings that form an imaginary skeleton in our mind's eye. These are all conceptual overlays, and we don't need them. So we let go of the conceptual overlays, and then we let go of skeleton. Good. Now let go of muscles. Although you may be aware of sensation emanating from muscles, particularly postural muscles, the sensations say nothing about the fact that they are muscle. That's a conceptual overlay. That's a connection that we can prune. Abide directly in the sensation of muscle. But let the constriction, the tightness of mental limitations evaporate. Good. Now bring your full attention into your face. This is the combination of skeleton and teeth, tongue, mouth, lips, skin, eyes, all of it. There's no one watching. There's nothing to do. There's no need to present anything to anyone. And so for now, there is no need for your face. And you can allow it to very softly, very gently fall away. What remains is rich with sensation.